What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and this week I'm driving the Renault Megane R.S 300 Trophy Edition. I'm going to be talking to you about everything you need to know about the Renault, as well as how does it stack up against its competitors, and does it have the street cred and magic to compete in this highly competitive segment in 2024. So from the front of the vehicle, you've got this lovely custom RS front bumper with this gunmetal grey blade, as well as your trophy sticker, RS badging, and then these lovely LED pure vision headlamps, which are optimal for long distance driving, fog, as well as cornering. And then at the bottom, you've got some fog lamps, as well as some RS stickers around the front of the vehicle. Very much noticeable from any angle that you've got this Megane RS on your tail. So under the bonnet, you've got a 1.8 litre turbocharged motor. It makes 221 kilowatts and 420 newton meters of torque, and it'll go from 0 to 100 in 5.7 seconds. It tops out at about 255 kilometers per hour, and it's mated to a 6-speed dual clutch transmission. This thing is a bloody rocket, and it's an absolute blast to drive, very engaging, but I'll talk to you more about that when we're on the road. So from the side, you'll notice these flared wheel arches on the front and rear. You'll also notice these 19-inch tricolor rims wrapped in these lovely Conti tires, as well as your red Brembo brake calipers. And then this one's also got black mirror housings, and then some Renault Sport badging and intakes here along the side, as well as your side sill along the vehicle. So from the rear, still very attractive design by Renault. You've got your LED tail lamps, you've got your exhaust piece with your rear diffuser, also custom bumper here in the back, and then you've got your RS badging, rear mounted brake light, and you've got your shark fin, which is finished in black, but it looks absolutely fantastic, and a really nice finish with these flared wheel arches in the front and rear, bringing the vehicle together quite nicely. Now, if you open the boot, it is manually operated. You get about 434 liters of boot space. Your rear seats can be dropped down. There is no spare tire in this boot, occupied by that Bose sound system, and it is a pity, as I would have liked to have had a spare tire on this vehicle. And you know, this is becoming a common thread now amongst the OEMs, where they are removing the spare tire out of the vehicle. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you. So jumping into the rear of the Megane RS 300, and pretty decent if you ask me. Got a bit of leg room, bit of headroom. The seats do take up quite a bit of space, but even at 1.8 meters tall, with the driver's seat in my driving position, still plenty of space for me. You also get some rear air vents, 2 Type A ports. You got some storage behind your seats, as well as some storage space on either side of the door, and some of these nice carbon finishes around the door trim, as well as these lovely Alcantara seats. I absolutely love these things, and they look absolutely fantastic. They feel fantastic, and they're quite comfortable as well. You also got some red stitching on them, as well as on your seat belts. Also Isofix in the rear, and then you've got 2 cup holders in your rear armrest. No real complaints for me in the rear seats of this Renault Megane. All right, so in the front seat, beautiful steering, Napa leather, perforated finish, and then also matching gear lever. You've got a 7-inch digital instrument cluster, and then you've also got a 7-inch media unit. So your media unit is quite easy to use. It's quite seamless. Obviously not as customizable as I would have liked it to be, but you know, it does do the basics really well. You've got your park assist, you've got rear view camera, you've got PDC all around, and then you know, you've just got some basic settings like your ambient lighting, etc., that you can control out of here. You've also got your Bose sound system, which sounds absolutely fantastic, and it can be customized through this menu. Additionally, you've got your aircon controls, and then you've got central locking, you've got heated front seats, and then you've also got auto start stop, and then you've got your start stop button here. You've got your RS drive button just below your gear lever, and then basically you've got 4 or 5 settings, so my sense, save, regular, sport, and race. As you change your sense or your drive mode, you basically get an updated view on your instrument cluster. So in race mode, it's got the single view with your vehicle in the front, and then in sport mode, you've got a single dial, which is your rev counter, and then in regular, you've got a combination of your speedometer and your rev counter. This one being the RS model, you also get these lovely pedal shifters. You get automatic headlights, automatic wipers. You've got central locking all round, automatic windows all round, and then there are one touch as well. You also got some carbon bits around the side of your door, and then you've got 2 type A ports in the front, as well as an aux-in and a 12-volt. In the rear, you also get 2 type A ports. I would have liked to have seen at least 1 or 2 type C ports, especially because of, all the new technology now is coming out with type C. So you need the adapter to be able to charge your phone on here. You also get your Renault Sport badging on your dash. Your cubby, pretty small and not too much of storage, but it will do. And then you've got your storage in your center armrest as well. You got 2 cup holders here in the front, as well as your electronic brake. And then cup holders, not ideal. I couldn't fit 1 or 2 of my bottles in here. You've got some storage area here under your infotainment system. And then you also got fitted with this Bose sound system. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but it sounds absolutely fantastic. The vehicle does come with cruise control. Unfortunately, no adaptive cruise control, and I didn't really see any option for it on the site. So that would be the only thing that would be missing for me on this vehicle, would be the adaptive cruise control. You also get lane departure warning. And then from a safety point of view, the vehicle does come with a 5-star NCAP rating, a host of airbags around the vehicle, as well as ABS, EBD, and all of that stuff. So from a safety point of view, really nothing for you to complain about. Now, I think we've talked enough about the vehicle, so let's head on the road and let's see what this baby can do. Now, if you look at your rear view camera, I have to admit the quality here is quite poor, and especially in the night, the visibility on your rear view camera is not exceptional. All right, so let's talk about what it's like on the road, right? I mean, from a daily drivability point of view and, fuel consumption, all around the tech, how does it all come together when you're actually on the road driving it on a day-to-day basis, right? So, I absolutely love these seats. They're super comfortable and they feel absolutely amazing. They look amazing. So the seats were definitely something I really enjoyed in this vehicle. In terms of the build feels really well put together. It definitely feels up there in terms of the Renault brand, and you can see the build quality is not your standard Renault, right? So you can feel the difference in terms of the quality of materials, etc. And I quite like it, right? Even the media system, with the Bose sound system, I enjoyed it. Even though the vehicle wants to be driven hard all the time, you can turn it down a notch and, just drive it normally on a day-to-day, but you can feel that it wants to be kind of let loose and, it wants you to put it down. So I've had a hard time trying to drive normally in this Renault Megane Sport, and it's just purely because of the driving dynamics of the vehicle. It just wants to be unleashed, and it wants to be, it wants to be given stick, basically. And I think that's what you're buying it for, right? The vehicle just use it for what it's built for, you know. And this Renault Megane really hasn't disappointed in terms of its drive and dynamics. So the ride naturally is going to be a little bit firmer, right? So nothing really to complain about in that regard. I think one thing that I've been really struggling with is obviously bringing the fuel consumption down. With that said, I haven't done a lot of highway driving. I've mostly been, you know, in and around the city, and during that time, you know, robot to robot, just kind of putting it down and letting it go. But I mean, listen to that. This thing absolutely sounds amazing, and it just goes. And you know what? I had to come out of Joburg because there just isn't enough road in the city to give this vehicle a good bashing. You know, these aluminium pedal shifters are quite nice as well, and I did use them a bit. You can also flick it into manual mode or manual transmission, and I haven't really done that too much, but yeah, you can do it, and I've played around with it a little bit, but you know, mostly I've just kept it in sport mode and just drive it for what it is, and yeah, it really goes to. This Renault Megane has really impressed me, to be honest with you. Even the interior, the overall build, and you know, a lot of small nice touches around the vehicle which I quite liked. So let's just talk about some of the tech in this vehicle, and that's the Renault Sport Tech and the F1 technology being brought into this Megane R.S 300 Trophy Edition. And once we're done with that, I'm going to give the launch control a go, and let's see what it does. But some of the things that I can mention about this vehicle is the 4Control, which is basically a four-wheel steering control system to turn all four wheels in the direction that you are going, or it works counter to this to under 60 kilometers an hour. So either all four wheels are following your front wheels, or alternatively, if you are in lower speeds, your rear wheels turn into the opposite direction below 60 kilometers an hour, depending what mode you're in. In addition to that, you've got your EDC dual clutch system with launch control. You've also got your cup chassis with LSD or limited slip differential, and then you additionally got your specific valve exhaust system, and then you've got the downshift system, and I think that's it. It is quite a pleasure to drive, and yeah, it really wants to be thrown around the corners and, you know, be given a go. So without any further ado, let's give this launch control a go, and let's see what we can do. So basically, to give it a go, you got to put your vehicle into sport mode, which it already is. You got to put your one leg onto the brake, and then hands on your gear pedals, and then you can see the launch control active. Hold down and you go. And yeah, what a launch. And you know, this vehicle is flippin' quick. It's just really is amazing to drive, and incredible feeling, you know, behind the Renault Megane R.S 300 Trophy Edition. It's quite amazing. So let's do that one more time. So legs on the brake. Just a little bit of wheel spin at the takeoff, and you know, after that you're just kind of picking up speed quite aggressively. So quite an amazing well-rounded hot hatch, I have to admit. This Renault Megane Trophy Edition has been an absolute treat, and definitely something any petrol head should give a go and, you know, appreciate it for what it is. I mean, I haven't been much of a Renault fan or Renault Sport fan, but this RS 300 Trophy Edition has certainly changed my view about how I feel about Renault Sport. So kudos to the guys at Renault, And yeah, you got quite a mean machine here. All right, let's just talk about the competition in the segment. You've got the Audi S3, you've got the Golf R, you've got the Toyota Corolla GR, you've also got the Type R, and you've also got the A35, right? Those are the ones coming to the top of my head right now. In terms of pricing, the GR Corolla is the cheapest at about 800,000, and then the most expensive one is the A35 at about 1.2 million. So surprisingly, the Audi S3 is currently on sale for 930,000 Rand, which is stock, but still 930,000 Rand, which puts it cheaper than this Renault Megane R.S 300 Trophy Edition. And the Renault Megane is cheaper than the Golf R, which is about 957,000 Rand. And yeah, I mean, very difficult choice, to be honest with you. All of these vehicles are really good. I'm really impressed with this Renault, and you know, from a driving and engagement point of view, the Renault has literally ticked all the boxes for me. Very engaging drive, really built for the track, and you know, really wants you to give it a proper thrashing, and that's what I love about it, right? I think some of the other vehicles like the Audi S3 and the Golf R, I mean, they've become a lot more refined, you know, over the years, and yeah, it just feels a lot more mature, a lot more grown up, and you know, it doesn't feel as brutal as was raw as this Renault Megane R.S. So I think those are the key differentiators for me. You know, in terms of driving engagement, track focus, and overall all-round performance. In terms of hot hatch performance, you know, I put the Corolla GR up there with the Megane R.S, and then I think when you look at performance, hot hatch performance with everyday usability, then I'm putting the Audi S3 up there as well as the Golf R, right? And even the A35, but you know, a bit more on the pricey side, which is a bit of a downside. So tough choice, but I suggest you test drive all of them, and you know, you see what is best for your pocket, and what gives you the biggest, or what puts the biggest grin on your face, right? In terms of pricing for this Megane RS 300 Trophy Edition, you're looking at 949,000 Rand, and I don't know whether I would take in this white one. I quite like the yellow and the orange, but this one looks quite nice as well. But 949,000 Rand is what it'll set you back. There are limited numbers, so see if you can get your hands on one still. You obviously, it comes with a 150,000 kilometer mechanical warranty, and then you've got a 5-year 90,000 kilometer service plan, so no maintenance plan on this one. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. It was an exciting one. I really enjoyed this car, and you know, please do make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.